Hi everybody. Of course, you know who it is. It's me. It's Tommy Bob. And it's Preppy O'Brien here. Sorry that we're starting off a little funny like this, but you know, sometimes we're characters. Anyway, today, today, we're going to make a really nice, chunky beef vegetable soup. We can throw a little rice in there if you want, but we haven't planned on it. Okay, here we go. And by the way, this soup is so easy to make. Preppy O'Brien is going to make it, and I'm just going to tell him how to make it. Now, we've done a few things to expedite this along. I normally make my soup stock right from scratch, and by that I mean I save the peels and everything from all of my vegetables. Nothing goes to waste on the Tommy Bob and Brian show. So, but we're not going to do that today. We've taken the liberty of going and getting some beef stock so that we can add it. We're going to add the beef stock and 2 cups of water, and all of these vegetables are going into that. Okay? Now, is there anything else that you want me to cover before we get started there, Preppy?
Well, I guess your beef stock, I guess you have to be careful as to what you throw in there, right?
No, because what we do when we make the vegetable stock is we throw all our peels, and it doesn't matter whether this is in here. At the end of the day, once it's boiled and I feel that it's done all it's good, I pour it through a strainer. So now I've got my stock and I got all my garbage out of there, and that goes into my compost pile, and you know, nothing goes to waste on the Tommy Bob and Brian show. Chopping all of these vegetables, and we've washed and scrubbed our hands thoroughly before we start this process. Another thing I might want to mention, if you're going to cook your wife a meal, you be prepared to clean up the kitchen. You prepared to keep your workspace clean. Nothing better than your wife coming home from a hard day and you've got a meal cooked for her and that kitchen is spotless. She will love you forever, because women think men that cook are very sexy people. So just remember that. Look at this guy. He's learning how to cook and his wife thinks he's so sexy. Anyways, Preppy.
Yeah,
okay.
It's time for you to take
the other thing we're going to talk about here is Preppy's going to turn on this beef right now. Can you get that going, Preppy? We're going to brown a little stewing beef. We buy the stewing beef at the store. It's already pre-cut. But here's a little secret. If you've had roast beef in the last couple of days and you have some of that roast beef left over, cut her up, chop her up, and put her in the soup. Nothing better. Anyway, we're going to let Preppy take over. Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on the beef. Preppy,
all right.
Start over there. You can put your mushrooms in.
Do you want the broth in first?
No, put your mushrooms in.
All right. This is
add them all, because that may look like a lot of mushrooms, ladies and gentlemen, but that will break down in those mushrooms. You won't even see them. Right. Okay, so now we've got a little ginger over there. Throw that ginger in there.
Okay.
It's not Betty, it's ginger. You know, I always like ginger better than Betty on Gilligan's Island anyways. So now we got a little lemon zest. Now I'm going to talk to you about this lemon zest in case you people don't know how to make it.
Tom, we just put in the lemon zest.
Okay, we put the lemon zest in first, the ginger's next. But I'm going to talk to you about the lemon zest. Here's how you make lemon zest. Lemon zest is just, you take the peel of the lemon and you just run it on the grater, and you take that nice yellow peel from that and you add it into your meal. It's really simple to do. Okay, so what do you got next over there?
Carrots.
Tuppy? Okay, add those carrots in there.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you got there. I just can't see that.
It's celery.
Oh, I had that celery. We've basically, ladies and gentlemen, we've prepped this ahead of time. So the celery is 2 stalks of celery. The peppers is 1/2 of a red pepper, 1/2 a green pepper. The sweet potato is 1/2 a sweet potato. Sweet potatoes are big, so you don't want to use a lot. And keep in mind we're only making a small soup. And so yeah, go ahead and add that sweet potato. And add this. We add a combination of red onion and green onion, just to gives it that flavor, and it gives it a little flashy look in the pan, you know. And tomatoes, I like to chop up tomatoes and put them in. There's nothing like the flavor from some good tomatoes. Now people don't use this a lot anymore, but I like
A
the
minty smell to
parsnip
them.
in. Because it's such a delicious thing. My goodness, the flavor of parsnip. Okay, now what do we got here, Preppy? We got some onion powder. So this is really a tablespoon of onion powder.
Tablespoonful?
Tablespoon. No, just add the whole thing. It doesn't matter.
It's already been prepped?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is approximately a tablespoon of garlic powder. Add that. And we're going to add some real garlic too. So when you're chopping garlic, when you're chopping anything, always use a sharp knife. People cut themselves because their knife is dull. Use a sharp knife. Make sure you keep your fingers back and out of the way, and just move them back as you cut. Give her a good crush. And then what happens is the peel just separates completely, right? Yeah, add the, actually now you can add the broth.
Okay, how much do I add?
Add the whole thing, sir.
Okay, this is
Now you see this rough chop on this garlic? I like
1
my
liter.
garlic big.
1 liter.
Yep. So 1 liter of beef sauce. Or
Did you
beef
say
broth. Beef
Mushroom
broth.
mushroom broth.
Well, beef and mushroom broth. I like to use beef broth, but you know, we're trying something new here. We're trying this beef and mushroom broth. Tommy Bob will let you know what he thinks of it. You can be sure of that. Did we put the salt? Did we put salt and pepper in that?
No, we
Preppy?
didn't. No,
need to
we
put salt.
didn't there, Tommy Bob.
Okay, now we need to add this water here, Preppy.
Okay. 2 cups of water.
I would say just add maybe half of that to see how
So
we
a
are.
cup?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we still got things to add in there. We don't want to.
Beautiful.
Overdo it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So there's 1 cup of water.
Okay, this beef is browning up nicely. That beef is going to go right into that soup. Here we are. We got the beef. We browned it up in the frying pan. And by browning it up in the frying pan, I mean we got it browned on one side, browned on the other, still rare in the middle. We want some of this flavor from this beef to go into this soup. Okay? Now, it's at this point that I can tell you, right now, we have a vegetarian soup. So, if you don't like meat, and I'm not hating on anybody that doesn't like meat, because Tommy Bob likes a lot of vegetarian dishes. So, this is a vegetarian soup right now. You could cook this all up and add your flavor into it, whatever way you want to like, and you got a nice vegetarian soup. We're going to put meat in this one today. We're going to add some stewing beef that we've taken the liberty of already cutting up.
I noticed you put some garlic in that stewed beef.
Preppy Brian, my goodness, you're such an observant guy.
That's why I'm
You're
here.
watching all the time. You know, he's such a good preppy guy. He really takes good care of me, you know, because sometimes Tommy Bobby just forgets shit, you know. But sorry about the rude language, but sometimes that happens. Tommy Bob slips. So we're going to add this beef into this soup. And like, you want to add everything that's in this frying pan, because everything in this frying pan is flavor, flavor, flavor. All going into that soup.
Olive oil that you put in there with the beef?
Even that,
Yeah.
put her in. She's flavor, nothing but flavor in this frying pan. Okay. So now, we're going to give that a stir. We're going to add the rest of that water, because we made this soup so chunky that it's chunky. We better add, Preppy, could you get me just a bit more water?
Certainly.
We turned out that we're not making a small soup, we're making a large soup. So, we mix that all around a bit. We're going to stir that up. And Preppy Brian's coming with some more water. but then so is Christmas.
So, Tom, we're looking at... Tell me
He's a
about-
little slow sometimes.
It's 2 cups. There's 2
2
cups,
cups?
in here.
Perfect. Thank you, Preppy. Okay. I like the little handle on there. It looks nice. We're gonna give her the full Monte here because we really added a lot of vegetables. See what I mean though? Like, we really only added 2 pieces of everything. In some cases, only 1 piece of something. But now, if you could see inside this pot, it's just incredibly full of absolutely nutritious, delicious, incredibly good food.
Well,
This
looky
will all-
here. Let me see if I can just get a little shot here.
Oh, there we go. Preppy's got it all figured out. He's going to take us a little close up.
All right, and that's how much water? That altogether, it's 4 cups of water.
We got
right?
4 cups of water in that. We got 1 liter of beef and mushroom, which the jury's still out on the beef and mushroom
Yeah.
stock, but Tommy Bob will give you an update on that.
Looks good.
It looks pretty good from here.
Okay.
So we're going to put that on the burner at a medium heat, and away we go.
Okay.
Everything is done. All we need now is to wait for it to cook, and we're going to serve it up. Now, through the magic of TV, so that we didn't have to put you people through hours and hours of waiting for this darn soup to cook, because, you know, soup does take a long time to get the flavor. We've taken the liberty of making the same soup so that it's all ready to go. And we have it here in this pot on the back burner, and we'll pull it up in front. So, take a look at that, Preppy. Now, let me just stir that around. Look at that soup. Now look at that. All right. Here we have the same soup that we're cooking right now. We poured it out into bowls, and we're going to give it a taste. We're going to give this a really good taste. Watch, it could be hot.
You know, the first thing right off is when I look at it, it looks really nutritious.
That's one thing you're going to understand about Tommy, Bob, and Brian's cooking. We're not going to cook anything that's bad for you. All this food is wholesome food that's been time tested and proven. That's what we're going to give to you. We'll give you these recipes. We're going to put them all up on our page, because we want everybody to be able to take the recipe, have a look at it, and take a little bit of something from this show. Not only our soup, but we want to give you something. We want to give you Tommy, Bob, and Brian show. We don't like to waste anything. We don't believe in food waste. So what we do with our product when we're done, we might have a half a pot of soup left or half a pot of stew. We pour it into a freezer bag, at the appropriate size, of course. We put the date on it so that you know when you put it into that freezer. It says you don't want to pull something crusty out of there. And we put it in the freezer. Month down the road, I say, you know, like, I like to keep things for about a month. After a month, it just kind of loses its quality, so I get rid of it. But that's your personal choice. Write the date on it, then you'll be able to make that decision.